The next pillar within our net positive objective is resource use. We have set a target to be net positive for resource use by 2030. That means ensuring that waste recycled, avoided or reused exceeds materials that are non-renewable, not recycled or sent to landfill.
So McAlpine are very lucky to have a very long-standing relationship with Hammerson. Some of the notable projects, the Bullring in Birmingham, over 300,000 tonnes of demolition waste were generated for that project in knocking down the previous building, of which most of that was either recycled or reused on similar projects. So there's been a long-term commitment for resource efficiency. More recently, we've been working on a couple of projects with Hammerson, one being Leeds Victoria. So over 90% of all of the key building materials, so things like the concrete, the steels, the brickwork, blockwork, insulation, glass, were responsibly sourced. And also 95% of all of the waste generated, the construction waste generated from that project, was diverted from landfill. So, both of those are far above the industry average, and it's that first step towards becoming net positive.
Shopping centres, because they have a large number of restaurants and cafes, tend to generate a lot of unavoidable food waste. We were introduced to the people at West Quay who were under construction to add West Quay South, which contains 25 restaurants and coffee shops, and so a lot more food waste was going to be generated, and they were looking for new innovative approaches to how to recycle the food waste. When everything is in full swing, we'll be doing somewhere just a little bit less than 10 tonnes a week. Over the course of the years, we will process around 400 tonnes. That will generate about 650,000 cubic meters of methane. That's enough to basically provide all of the heating for 70 houses, the equivalent. It'll also produce somewhere between 350 and 400 tonnes of organic fertilizer.
At the moment, we're doing about 35 tonnes of waste a week at the moment, between everything excluding recycling, just some pure waste. Now our recycling for the first quarter to date now is up about 13% against the same time last year. This is just for plastic only. We can change that around. For the following one there, we just have plastic bottles in this one here ready to go. We've just started baling them. If you look then, following around by my hand then, we have tin cans getting ready to be done, more plastic bottles, hangers, magazines and hard plastic. We get a lot of people in to visit us. They come to see what we've done. It's seen to be best practice, but there's always things to learn. We've gone to all other Hammerson sites. We've seen things that we haven't thought about recycling. You get to other sites, you see other processes and a smarter and better way of doing things. There's always room for improvement no matter where we are. Annually, we visit all the tenants, we train them and then we certify them to show that they've been trained and they understand what we do. We expect the manager then to pass that training down the line to their own employees. They know what we expect. The difference here between here and many of the other centres is that if it doesn't come down segregated, we send it back. We can't be doing the work for them, and it's small bits at a time. They can easily do it, where for us, with 35 tonnes every week or more, it's a bigger job for us. So if they do their little bit, it all makes a huge difference down here.
The delivery of this pod provides a blueprint for retailers and landlords going forward. We've taken many of the learnings and we're putting them into another EcoPod, Park Towie in Swansea, and on our second phase at Elliottsfield in Rugby. The building is constructed using an FSC-sourced exposed timber glulam frame instead of steel, reducing its embodied carbon footprint. The building's got a super insulated facade clad with FSC-sourced softwood cladding, which provides sustainable and cost-effective alternative to a hardwood cladding. The building had no waste sent to landfill during its construction.
There is, without doubt, within Hammerson, a huge hunger to sort of better ourselves, to improve on what we've been doing by way of sustainability. What we now thrive on and are excited about is actually taking it to the next stage, and that is all about net positive and making sure that that is, if you like, sort of in our DNA of development and operational, not just in sustainability, but in all of the business groups and in our everyday understanding of development and operation.